scoops of bacon, seasoned potatoes, fresh cracked eggs, and more. All in a warm flour tortilla. It's a complete breakfast in one hand, ready to go anywhere you go. Only at participating U.S. Wendy's.
It would be silly not to go to KFAN.com/watch and check out the Power Hour powered by Quantum Fiber. Your world unleashed.
I love it. I love to have my world unleashed, and I love Quantum Fiber, and I love saying hi to the lovely listeners. Hi, everybody. Come on, everybody. Hey, Zacho.
Yes,
I watched
sir.
Episode 3 of the NASCAR show.
How is it?
It's good. I am really liking it now. I've turned the corner, but I still think they need a good guy. They haven't. I'm thinking Lil Blaney. Is that Dale?
That might be Ryan, yes.
Ryan. Dale was his uncle. Okay, so Ryan's dad, Dave Blaney, was my favorite sprint car racer when I was a kid. And his brother Dale also raced. So, yeah. But anyway, I think he might be the good guy. And he won the championship, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yes.
I think I'd tune in if I were you. It'll make you interested in NASCAR, even if you don't care.
Lil Blaney's playing the Fillmore in 2 weeks.
He's very good.
No relation to Wayne.
Oh, man, I just got rid of the story I wanted to read you guys. Son of a bee. Corey, these Alaskan bears, they found them in Florida.
Calm down, Zach.
How'd they get to Florida?
That's what they're trying to find out.
Jeez.
Yeah, here we go. Alaskan bears found more than 3,600 miles away from home in Florida. And I don't know if they got a ride. 2 Kodiak bear cubs native to southern Alaska were found wandering on a rural Florida roadway. And the incident was captured on sheriff's office account by the body camera. The local resident alerted the authorities to the sighting of bears he'd never seen before. Size and color were 2 indications they were dealing with a non-native species. The pair appeared healthy and even tried to climb into a responding patrol car. Yeah, they were looking to get a ride back home.
Yeah.
All right, so quick question. Here's the obvious question.
Yeah.
How, even if you know the breed of bear we're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Alaskan
Yeah.
Kodiaks, you said? How do they know they made the trek, right? How do they know this wasn't like an exotic pet thing where somebody in Florida had
That's
them?
what they're assuming now.
Right, because otherwise, almost impossible to make it all the way across the country without getting spotted,
Right.
hit, killed, whatever the deal is. Almost impossible. Not impossible. It's not zero. Very unlikely.
Yeah.
Especially Florida, too.
Yeah.
The exotic pet thing.
Well,
That happens there.
That's true, too. And I'm lucky they didn't get eat, right? What was there was, in fact, the NASCAR show I was just referencing. One of the guys is from Florida. He said, how do you know there are alligators in the water in Florida? If the water's wet.
Yep.
That's it. There's always alligators in the water
Yeah.
in Florida.
Why does anybody go there?
It's warm.
It's like Jurassic Park in the United States. Dinosaurs, gigantic snakes that'll swallow you whole. What a waste of time. You go to the Diz and you get the hell out of there.
Yeah, well, there
That's
you go.
it. And even at the Diz, Zach, you know this. You were just there. Every pond you walk by has a sign, watch out for alligators and snakes.
Well,
What?
They
The
have
snake
to.
thing freaks me out more than the alligators. I
Yeah,
don't
it
know.
shouldn't.
Why don't you go for a swim and see how it works out?
I mean, I got a alligator phobia thing, but like
What's that called?
I feel I don't know, allophobia. Not Alan Horton phobia. That's a whole different thing.
Are you afraid of him?
No. I respect him
Tommy
greatly.
wasn't.
Tommy was not.
No.
No,
No.
he was ready to dive right in.
All right, everybody be cool.
A couple of Kodiak bears in Florida.
Yeah, someone must have brought those.
They had to.
As cubs.
But that would be
To
cool if they
Florida.
made the trip. That's like a Disney movie. They're looking for their mama. They heard she went on vacation.
Well, if it's a true Disney movie, the mom's dead in the first 10
Touche.
minutes.
Yeah, well, they're going to find that out when they get there.
She's gonna get eaten by an alligator.
That's exactly right.
Or
We've got
she's-
the whole script.
She's doing some unsavory things for bath salts on the Florida streets.
Bears
That's a good
gone
point,
wild.
Zacho. What if this is like a Kill Bill situation? What if the Bears are going all the way to Florida to avenge their
Avenge?
mother's death?
Yes.
Going to slit the throat of that alligator that killed her.
I mean, with Cocaine Bear, I mean, there's been
Sure.
stupider bear-related movie
Yeah, that's
scripts. So.
And look, Pixar's getting a little stale. They got to spice things up.
Yeah.
Let's have some slit throats.
Whoa.
Can you imagine what a slit throat would look like from Pixar? How the graphics would be amazing.
I spend most of my time imagining Elastigirl from Pixar, so I'll have to take a break from that and think about what a slit throat would look like. Because you better not touch her.
If
She's an
you
American
won the
treasure.
lottery, would you pay a Pixar animator just for like, however long it would take just to animate
Everybody be cool.
you and Elastigirl together.
Can we
No,
hitchhike
it's
out
a
of
waste
this
of money.
area?
You get like $400 million. It's like $1 million to pay him or her.
To make a short film of me
Of you and
so an
Elastigirl falling
animated
in
version,
love.
an animated version of me hooking up with Elastigirl
That too, yes.
for $1 million?
Million.
No thanks.
500,000.
I'd have to write you a check.
No, million. That's my minimum. Sorry.
Meat sauce robot in like 22
I'll
minutes.
I'll pay it. I'll buy for it. I'll buy it.
Hey,
Thanks.
Alan Horton.
Appreciate it.
Yes.
Last night, you know what? I was going to ask you this. So when I get sound bites from Finch after the game, are
Yeah.
you the one asking him the questions?
No.
Okay.
Nope. That is
So
in
he
the.
does a presser?
Yeah, he does a
Okay,
presser.
cool. Yeah, I figured as much, but I thought I'd ask you because I didn't want to ask you a question that you asked him.
Nope. I talked to him before the game.
Here he was asked about how many All-Stars he thinks he might have today.
I feel with Rudy's defense, anchoring the number one defense in the league, playing at a high level, has had a major offensive impact too. Cat's 40, 50, 90, and Ant's playing at definitely playing at all-star level. I think we have 3 all-star level players for sure. Hope that we were able to be recognized for the work that they've done, but we'll see.
What do you think?
Number 1 team in the West. You got to have some representation. I don't know if they get all 3.
That's too many.
Do they deserve all 3 though for the season you've seen?
I think, yeah. I unfortunately, I think probably Cat is the odd man out of that equation, but he's been really good this year. And boy, I thought his game the other night against Oklahoma City was a great example of, how dominant he can be, even if he didn't have 30 points, but he had 6 assists. He had 10 rebounds. He stayed out of foul trouble. The turnovers were down. He was impactful in that game. But probably there are better numbers from other guys around the league. And yeah, the Wolves will probably get 2 players. And I guess if I had to say off the top of my head, I don't really think too much about the All-Star. I don't do anything with it. And it's a break of the season. I don't get wrapped up in it. I don't go vote, any of those kind of things. I think probably Ant and Rudy probably have the edge. But Cat would be a close third.
How many did we have last year? I know it's maybe a stupid question.
Just Ant, right?
Yeah, just
Because there was some injury bits. I think he got in.
yes. Ant got in as injury replacement.
And has to be in. I think that's the only one we get.
Well, part of it's a popularity contest
Sure.
too, though.
Yeah,
So
always is, right?
So like players from the Lakers and the big team Clippers and all that stuff. Not saying they don't deserve it. Obviously, LeBron and AD and stuff is going to get in it. But part of it's not that Ant or Cat or Rudy doesn't deserve it. It's just that it's Minnesota, so we're probably going to get overlooked.
Another call that Ant won't get.
Oh, that's a good one, Zacho. Look at you. En fuego.
Man, I know Sauce is back on Monday.
You don't have
But
to
Zach, I'm going to miss your cleverness and your candorness.
be. He's still here.
Your radical candor.
Are you
gonna
leaving,
miss it.
Zacho?
Yeah, I'll be probably more behind you.
Oh, okay. Well,
And,
Can you
I'll
try to
anything
be
once.
this clever next week too, though?
it's so intimidating when Sauce is here. It's hard to speak.
All right, should we do a quick fan 5?
I think we can do whatever you
Fan
want.
5? Let's do that.
Okay, I'll hit this thing for you. Here you go.
It's time for Fan 5 on the Power Trip. Sponsored by Wolf River Electric. Go solar with Wolf River Electric.
Go solar with Wolf River Electric. It's easy to go solar. Much easier than you think. They can walk you through it at Wolf River Electric. The Seahawks are hiring Michael McDonald / Mike McDonald as head coach. He was the Ravens defensive coordinator, so the Seahawks go from the oldest coach,
Yep.
Pete Carroll, to the youngest coach. Literally half his age, from 72 to 36. Only if she's 5'3". Also, the eighth full-time coach in Seahawks history. They have to make a decision on Geno Smith by Feb 16, otherwise he's guaranteed a bunch of money. So I assume Mike McDonald has an opinion on that. I think that's kind of what we're seeing with Ben Johnson, too, as he looked at the Seahawks and Commanders situations and go, I don't know if I want to jump into these quarterback spots here. We'll see.
36.
36 years old.
Head coach.
Head coach.
Wow.
Yep. So there's only one job left. The only job that's currently open is the Washington Commanders.
Nobody wants that.
Nobody wants it. And they got a new
with the new
ownership group.
ownership,
Let's
yeah,
start
right.
over, right?
Right.
It's hopefully going to be a new culture there, but I think they're looking at the offense going, where do I start with this? What do I do with this?
And you got to play the Eagles and the Cowboys twice a year. And the Giants, I mean, it's New York, so they can always get better pretty quickly. So it's not really, that's the opposite of an ideal situation.
Yeah.
The worst stadium ever made, basically, with the worst atmosphere. Yeah.
Come on, man. Say something clever or funny, dude. You got to do something.
Yeah, don't let us down.
Yeah, come on, man.
Well, maybe they'll go without a coach this year. Maybe they'll go commando, Corey.
Oh, that did it. That did it.
I'm going to miss you on Monday.
He's going to be right over there.
Yeah, but it's going to be different. Things are going to be different. It's never going to be the same.
You know what? Let's put sauce in that corner over there.
Oh, my God. This sucks.
Oh, I'll make the list.
No, it's fine.
Oh, for sure. You would be on his list forever.
Good idea. No, he's done a lot.
Oh, yeah, no, he deserves it.
He's put his time in here.
Chair,
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
Meat Sauce Robot in 15 minutes.
Yeah, Alan Horton, we're impersonating Meat Sauce Paul Lambert. Right?
Yeah, you could.
I caught up.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
You want to give it a shot? It's fun.
Imitating sauce?
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Just go down to low voice and
Yeah, and then just
Yeah,
say like, the
Timberwolves battle the Magic tomorrow.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Paolo Banchero. Corey, he's a handful.
Well, don't pronounce it correctly.
And that's too much
yeah.
info. You didn't know that.
Do that
I
again,
think-
but botch the name.
Yeah.
Paolo Banchero.
Call him Paul, maybe. Just
Yeah.
Paul. Paul would probably.
And say Pancheros and then say, I'd love some.
Bao Banchero.
God, I love Pancheros.
Paulo Pantera was Rookie of the Year last year.
Respect walk.
Zach, I'm going to miss you.
That's
I'm gonna miss
great.
you on
I
Monday.
very much enjoyed that.
Gopher basketball hosting Northwestern Saturday, 1 o'clock. The Gophers are 13-7, 4-5 in the Big Ten. That's still a couple days away. They've had a week off. Ben Johnson and the old Gopher men.
Yep. Let's go.
The Wolves won last night, 121-87 over the Mavericks. Alan Horton was there, and he files this report.
Timberwolves dominated the second half, Corey, 69-39.
Nice.
That will win you a lot of games in the NBA, and they are now 30 games over the 500 mark.
So I was watching the TV broadcast a little bit, and I didn't finish watching it, so I don't know if this is where it ended up. But was it true that Ant did not have a shot after the first quarter? Is that
This
how it
is true. With his last shot came with 4 minutes or around 4 minutes to go in the first quarter. He did not shoot the ball again. He did draw a foul in the somewhere in the second half and hit 2 free throws, but he did not shoot the basketball for the final 3 quarters.
And did he even play the fourth quarter or not?
Very little.
Okay.
Most of the starters didn't play in the fourth quarter, so.
I'm just tired.
Yeah,
I don't know.
it's weird.
I don't think he clearly didn't need to, so there wasn't the urgency. I don't know if there was anything more to that. I didn't hear any post-game comments from Ant after the game, but maybe just saving him.
And you know
Saving him
what?
for
There
tomorrow night,
weren't
saving him
any
for Sunday.
to load in. So maybe he didn't even speak to anybody. Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't think about that.
What was your take on Jason Kidd's comments a couple days ago, comparing Luka Doncic to MJ and Kobe and LeBron, saying he's on that level and he's better than Dirk? You didn't see him last night. He didn't play. But in general, how do you feel about Luka?
He's playing at an incredible level. There's no doubt about it. I mean, you put up 73 in the last 3 games he did play, 73, 28, and then 48, I
Only
think.
if she's 5'3".
And he's accounting for like 80 points a game if you factor in his assists. So he's playing at an incredibly high level. When you start comparing things to MJ, just stop. Just stop. Let me know in a dozen years when Luka's still doing this. Okay, then we can maybe have the conversation, or when he's won even. I don't even it's unrealistic for someone to think that they can get 6 titles like MJ, but win 1, win 2.
Yeah.
Then let's have that conversation.
How about the culture change? Max, so do me a favor and Google this quickly to fact check this. But somebody on Around the Horn a couple days ago said that when Michael Jordan averaged 37 points a game in something like 94 or 95, you know how many threes he hit the entire season?
Oh,
12.
that's unbelievable.
12. Because it just wasn't part of the game, right?
Nope.
So he was scoring almost 40 a game, doing it 2 and 1 at a time.
Yep.
12 in a season.
It's incredible.
That's
That is
incredible.
something. Wow.
Yep. They just didn't embrace the 3-point line. Ever since it was installed, I think it's 79, 80. And, Larry Bird didn't take a lot of threes. You think of him.
Right. That's my whole
Looking
image
back.
of him is
Right.
launching threes.
Is launching threes? No, he didn't take that many at all.
But again, this culture change isn't just about like, hey, it's more fun to shoot threes. This is totally analytics driven, right?
Yeah.
Coaches figured out how much a 3-point actually is worth and what percentage you have to shoot to make it the smartest statistical play, and then the game changed forever, right? The Steph Curry Warriors changed that, obviously, but and because he was shooting at a ridiculous level. But then you had was it the Rockets?
Yep.
that basically said, let's just launch 93s a game.
Yeah, let's take 50% of our shots as threes.
Yep, and we're never going back.
No, it's statistically and analytically a sound argument. And coaches now just absolutely a mid-range jumper is just something, even if someone hits it, you're like, well, that's a bad shot. We could have had a three. Or, it's all a numbers game. And so
another reason to move on from Wiggins, right? Because that was Wiggins' best shot, that 18-footer.
Yeah, it was like the super deep three where just one step, you would have been behind the line. It's like, come on.
You move back 6 inches, it's worth a whole nother point.
Yeah, it was 1986 to 1987 season. He averaged
that's early.
37 points, 0.1 three-pointers made per game, and 0.8 three-pointers attempted per game. So not even making a three-pointer every game, obviously.
Amazing.
Headlines when we come back. Meat Sauce Robot in like 10 minutes. This is the Power Trip Morning Show on The Fan.
For more information about contests on this station, go to kfan.com/rules.
Some people just know there's a better way to do things, like bundling your home and auto insurance with Allstate. Why make things harder than they need to be? There's a better way to save time and money. Visit allstate.com or call for a quote today.
You know the biggest games are won in the trenches, right? Even armpit trenches. That's right. Luckily, Old Spice, the greatest smell in the NFL, has you covered. Old Spice, official locker room product of the NFL and Super Bowl 58.
If you need your carpets cleaned, you call 9520-RES. If you want your air duct system cleaned, because you haven't done that in years, then call 9520-RES. In the entire month of February, the month of love, they want you to love your carpet. They want you to love your rug. So if you call 9520-RES and mention KFAN, they will clean 3 rooms of carpet starting at just $119. So they're going to roll that deal over from January. But they're going to take it up a notch. 3 rooms for $119, and they're going to throw in a free hallway. So do a quick scan of your house. Can you think of 3 rooms in a hallway that you would like cleaned? Then call 9520-RES today. Mention KFAN. That deal is yours. You also can take $75 off any air duct cleaning package. You don't want that dust and dander that's in your air duct system to circulate and fall back into your upholstery and your carpeting and your rugs. Get all these things cleaned by going to 9520-RES or zeroresminnesota.com. They love KFAN listeners. If you mention KFAN, you're going to get that deal. They have a gotta love it guarantee, so you're going to love the deal, and they guarantee you're going to love their service. 9520-RES. It spells the same, forward and backward.
Arthur's Jewelers offers you one of the hottest selling items in years. Lab-grown diamond stud earrings. You get diamond earrings twice the size for your money, higher quality, and more sparkle, too. Now get half-carat diamond stud earrings for $375. Then next year, trade them in for a larger size. Shop Arthur's Jewelers in Roseville.
Hello, this is Tom Lyons, host of Today's BusinessRadio.com, inviting you to tune in for our executive summaries weekday afternoons right after the top 5 at 5 during Barrero. You'll learn great business insights from top Twin Cities businesses, Vector Wealth Management, and Phelan Partners Limited.
Save big on your next project at Menards. Protect and maintain your wood surfaces with Minwax stains and finishes. They offer a great variety of easy-to-use products that provide a beautiful, rich color that enhances the natural wood grain. Start with a finish that will last for years to come. Grab a quart of wood finish interior water-based stain for only $13.98. Sale prices good through February 4th. Now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards. My wife is the best, so I'm treating my Valentine to a signature spa service like a relaxing massage or a rejuvenating facial at Woodhouse Spas. If you want your Valentine to know that they're the best, get them a gift card to Woodhouse Spas at woodhousespas.com.
Heart failure, carpal tunnel syndrome, shortness of breath, stomach issues, lower back pain. How does it all add up? If you have heart failure and any of those seemingly unrelated symptoms sound familiar, it's time to talk with your cardiologist and get the full picture. They may add up to transthyretin amyloid cardiomyopathy. ATTR-CM is a rare and underdiagnosed disease. Recognize the signs and discuss them with your doctor soon. Learn more at yourheartcomesfirst.com. That's yourheartcomesfirst.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Hey, it's Meat Sauce. Have you had enough of your windows keeping the house chilly? Then fight this February cold with Window Nation. Right now, replace your windows and save big with 50% off on all window styles, plus 0 down, 0 interest, and no payments for 24 months with proven quality and service. It's no wonder thousands have trusted Window Nation. Don't miss out. Call 866-90-NATION or visit windownation.com to schedule your free in-home estimate. windownation.com.
Now back to the 651 Carpets Plus, home of the Next Day Install Studios. It's the Power Trip on the Fan.
Beautiful day on tap in the lovely Twin Cities area and beyond. And the National Weather Service has a little info on why that's happening.
The effects of El Nino have been drawn out over the course of the season. The combination of lack of snow cover, warmer temperatures in other portions of the season, which leads to warmer ground temperatures, kind of all have a part to play. Well, it can't be the cause of everything. It is definitely a contributing factor.
Yeah, there you go.
Wow. But will the groundhog see his shadow tomorrow?
I'll tell you what, he's going to get a suntan tomorrow. That's already tomorrow. Imagine
Groundhog Day is
Holy moly.
tomorrow. It's also the birthday of Mark Parrish. He'll be here for initials tomorrow. But happy birthday, Mark Parrish.
He was
tomorrow.
born on Groundhog Day.
Groundhog
Huh?
Day, yeah.
That explains.
It does explain a lot.
Yeah.
I think so.
Will this day never end?
God, that's such a good movie. Holds up.
It's the best.
Like 30 years old now.
I've come to appreciate that movie more the more I've seen it through the years. I don't remember initially liking it that much, but then just studying kind of what Bill Murray does in that movie, it's
fantastic.
Great.
Incredible.
Yep.
Really good.
So many funny lines. So
Yeah.
many dry, subtle jokes or shots at his producer, Chris Elliott. It's fantastic. All right, let's do a brief headlines. And then we got to talk to Meat Sauce Robot because,
excited.
look, it's been 4 days without sauce. Let's
pretty
plug that
excited.
son of a bitch in and see what's going on later, shall we?
Let's do it.
All right, there's a guy named Sean who's 37 years old, and he wanted to climb Mount Everest. But it's too expensive. So instead, at his stairs at home, he climbed the equivalent, which is 3,277 floors, or around 32 Empire State Buildings. He did it in 22 hours, 57 minutes. He's trying to get Guinness to name him to be the first person to ascend and descend the height of Mount Everest in under 24 hours.
Well, that's pretty good, though.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Not,
He did the equivalent.
Yeah, that's crazy.
All those fitness trackers
Yeah.
that monitor how many steps you take in a day, it's kind of cool to see, like, yeah, I did this or I did that. The depressing one for me is always the number of floors. Because I take the elevator here.
Yeah.
Once I get home, I go to my basement and watch poker in my 62-degree basement.
Yeah. Mhm.
So sometimes at the end of the day, it'd be like, you walked up 2 flights of stairs today. I'd be like, that's not good. That sounds like not enough.
Right.
2.
Yeah.
2?
No.
I wonder what, they always say 10,000 steps a day is a good baseline. When you want to get in 10,000 minimum. I wonder how many flights of stairs is the right answer that they suggest on a daily basis. I don't think it's 3,277. That seems excessive.
I used to come up the stairs every day when I got
You
to
did?
work. I did.
And?
I was always out of breath. It never got any better. Always.
When I walk up in an arena to an elevated broadcast spot, I get winded every single time.
Every time.
Every single time. And I've done it for 17 years and no, every single time.
Yeah, I had that moment about a year and a half ago. I took the fam to Denver, and we saw 311 at Red Rocks. So you have the elevation, and that venue is like a 45-degree angle. It's steep. Zach's been there. It's super steep.
It's cool, though, right?
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
I've been there a couple times. Well, at the time, the kiddo was like, can I get a pretzel? I'm like, I'll go get it. I get down the stairs and I grab her a pretzel, and I basically had to compose myself going, all right, you can do this.
Right.
You can get this pretzel back up to her.
Yeah.
You're hiking your own Everest right
and then
there.
15, 20 minutes later, I'm thirsty. It's like, son of a bitch.
You get nothing like it.
Right. It's just basically, can you hold it? Can you just wait? You don't have to go to the bathroom. You don't need more treats, do you? Oh, man. It's a hike. It's a commitment to go get food and beverages.
I'm not on board with what this guy did, hiking all those stairs in a shorts and t-shirt too. You're taking all the. I realize he can't afford to go hike Mount Everest, and not a lot of people can. It costs hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's a really big endeavor.
That much?
Yeah,
huh?
but that's what you want, right? I mean, I guess I don't have a desire to hike Mount Everest, but you want that thin air. You want to put your life at risk.
Right, that's the thing.
Yeah, you want to get caught up there and
live a little until you die.
push it to the limits.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Yes.
A man in Florida was arrested after he walked into a church thrift store Stole a shirt which was valued at $5, but he was also completely naked.
Oh. And?
I mean, that's the end of the story. But again, I think what Max referenced earlier about all the drugs in Florida is my guess is if you walk into a thrift store and steal a shirt worth $5 and you're completely naked, I doubt you're sober.
Yeah.
Yeah, just let them have it.
Church thrift store different than a regular thrift store? What's the difference?
No, no, it just says specifically. Maybe it sounds worse if it's a church thrift store. If you're high on meth and nude, it just sounds more offensive, even though you're right.
I like how you can just blame it on Florida. We've done that twice already.
Florida. Today is National Change Your Password Day.
Oh.
I do that frequently. I'm a little bit paranoid. I change my passwords all the time. Do you guys do that or not?
Yeah.
Nope.
No. I get the notification.
I get multiple notifications, and I get angry about every single one of them.
Yeah, it's like, oh, change your password. It got into a hack. It's like, well, trust me, they don't want to be me.
It's
they're going to give my information back. Once
nothing
they
to see
it.
here.
The studies show clearly that if you do make your employees change their password every 6 months or whatever, they tend to pick easier passwords to guess, and therefore it's less secure.
Is that right?
So
really,
many places don't do that anymore. They start
tiny ones.
They did it back in the day because it did make sense. But if you can just have one hardcore, super hard to guess password, you're good.
You know what I do when I need to change my password? I look at everything around me and spot a word. Like maybe it's the name of a band that's on the computer beside me, and I use that. I figure nobody's ever going to be able to figure out.
I have a formula similar to that, yes.
So your password selection is essentially Kevin Spacey in Usual Suspects.
Yeah, that's exactly
Look
right.
it up at the...
You're exactly for a while, it was Futurama 21 or something like that. Because I just looked over and there was a theme to
Max
Futurama.
69.
Yeah,
Skokie, Illinois.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Right. You got the reference. See, Alan gets it.
Great movie, too.
All right. So I believe, Chris Hockey, that Chad Abbott had a 8:30 push notification
That's
scheduled for Meat Sauce Robot.
So we should give it a minute.
And he said the other day, when are you going to do Meat Sauce Robot on Thursday? I go, around 8:30. He goes, no, not around. Yeah. What time are you doing this? And I go, I don't know, like 8:30-ish. He goes, no, not ish.
Yeah, right.
What time? I'm like, probably, no, probably.
I haven't gotten it yet.
Yeah, me neither, and I get them.
I get them all the time.
Me too.
I think he screwed up.
So he screwed up.
Maybe
so
he didn't
now,
trust you.
So if he screwed up, then we don't have to do it right now. Not exactly at 8:30.
I would wait a couple of minutes anyway.
Right,
like
because
people who get the push notification.
Right, they don't
it's hard
wanna-
for me to say that word.
push.
I used to get those all the time when I lived in
notification.
California.
I'm sure you did.
Yeah.
Alan, are you familiar with Meat Sauce Robot?
No, I'm not.
It's as simple as this. Look, the theory has been for years that Sauce has about the same 5 sentences that he kicks out on a daily basis.
There it is.
And that we could, you just got it?
Yep.
And that the theory is that if we just got a robot that could say the 6 or 7 or 8 things that he says, we could save a lot of money, cut the salary, fire him, plug in the robot, move on with our lives.
Be good to go.
Let's go.
I'm so excited.
I'm at Lieber Spot.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
You're
you
on.
are.
You're on your honeymoon. He must be in the same spot as the actual Meat Sauce if he's at Lieber's spot.
I'm at Lieber Spot.
That's great.
Wow, okay.
That's great. Meat Sauce Robot, Alan Horton. Meat Sauce Robot.
Have you guys seen the documentary American Nightmare on Netflix?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
I have not. Has
Not
anybody
yet.
seen it?
No, I heard good things. No.
So, yesterday, I woke up, and I was like, Kelly, not my sister Kelly, the other Kelly or whatever, like, my wife Kelly, I was like, hey Kelly, we should watch a show or something, and she was like, sure.
Right.
Well, is it that okay? And what?
So,
okay.
like, I started looking through Netflix or whatever, and then like, found American Nightmare, and I like, thought it was American Horror Story or like, whatever, and I don't like being scared,
Right.
because
yeah.
I just don't.
Right.
Right. You don't like being scared. You
He
have
just doesn't.
famously said you don't like Halloween because you don't like to be scared.
Being scared sucks.
Yeah.
Like, don't scare me. I
Right.
don't like it. I
Okay.
don't like watching things that make me scared.
Right.
Don't scare me and don't hurt animals.
I promise
I'm
you.
not watching that.
I-
If you
Right.
kill animals in a movie,
Nobody
I'm
said-
not watching it.
Right.
Nobody said a thing about killing
Right.
animals.
That's completely separate.
If
Yeah.
you're the kind of person who would hurt animals,
Okay.
you should be put down.
All right.
So,
Oh, wow.
like,
Noted.
you're the kind of person who puts dead animals in your movie, like, What's the point?
Okay.
I'm not watching that. You're a terrible person and your movie sucks.
That's an over.
Eye for an eye.
That's an exaggeration. Yeah.
If I started a fire in my house, I would save my dogs before some of my family members. But I didn't start the fire.
Right.
It was an accident.
Right.
I didn't do it on purpose. Somebody else started it, or it was a wildfire.
Okay.
I'm not a pyromanic.
You're not a pyromanic?
I'm not a pyromanic.
Okay, well, I don't think that's a thing.
Pyro.
Yeah, I think that's cool.
When I was like 15 or whatever, Smitty Oom's grandma's house started on fire.
Okay.
She was super bummed about it.
I bet.
Smitty Oom's grandma, while her house is burning down. Woodhawk.
Well, Chris, would you? Smitty Oom's grandma while her house is burning down. Would you?
Well,
Would
out of respect.
Poor Smitty Oom.
Yeah, I know. Poor Smitty Oom.
Poor Smitty Oom.
No, I'm with you.
I bet Hawk has slept with a bunch of grandmas.
Not a bunch. Well, I don't know what a bunch is.
Stop looking at me like that, beady eyes.
You were looking at him weird. Yeah.
So yeah, what was I saying again?
I think you were talking about that documentary that you saw.
Oh, so American Nightmare is the best documentary I have ever seen. It's just incredible or whatever. There are so many crazy things about it. You just can't believe how dumb all these people are. It's incredible.
Right, yeah.
And B?
There isn't a B.
Okay.
But I'm just saying. I'm telling you.
Okay, he's just saying.
Wow, okay.
Well, thanks, man. That was really
the
good.
best you've ever seen. Wow.
I appreciate it.
That's a hell of a thing.
What a breakdown that was.
I'm excited for the Super Bowl.
Oh.
It should be fun. I like football.
Yep.
Watching football is fun.
I agree. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
the league is rigged. So it's hard to pick a team.
Right.
The whole league is rigged. They just want the Chiefs to win for Taylor Swift or whatever. It's such a joke.
Okay.
It's so obvious the way they rig it for the Chiefs or whatever. Every call goes the Chiefs' way. Every time. So, yeah, that's dumb.
Right.
But I like football. I'm excited to watch it. I can't wait. It's gonna be great.
So it's rigged and you hate it, but you love it and you can't wait to watch it.
Right.
Travis Kelce's mom. Woodhawk.
Would you?
Man, I'd ask for permission first.
Poor Travis Kelce.
Oh, why?
Do you guys think Rosen is horny right now?
What the hell does that have to do with anything?
Beady Eyes over there doesn't like when I ask if people are horny.
I just don't. What does that have to do with anything? It makes no sense.
He's right.
It's almost my bedtime.
It is 8:36 in the morning.
Yeah, what country are you in?
I like going to bed early because I just do. I like it.
Okay.
That's fine.
What a breakdown.
It's nice because, I don't know. It's just, I like when, sometimes, or whatever, when you are in bed, and, it's better when sometimes. I like going to bed, when, that whole thing with all the stuff we hear about on the news and stuff, the thing or whatever, it tells you to go to bed, or it's better for your health or something, if so yeah, I like going to bed super early, I just do.
Was that actual? Was that real?
No.
Okay. I was going to say, because
Pound sand, especially beady eyes over there.
We're just saying that sometimes you.
I thought maybe it was real.
Alan, your thoughts?
Meat Sauce Robot is all over the place.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
And I come away with it wanting more.
Yeah,
his thoughts are meandering all over. Yes, fascinating.
Yeah.
You never know where it's going to take a turn.
No, you just don't.
Sauce Robot, 13 hours ago. What?
Go ahead. I like it.
13 hours ago, you tweeted a picture of a sunset and simply tweeted sunset at Nacho Libre's spot.
I'll stand by that.
Okay.
I'll stand by you. I'll stand by you. Won't let nobody hurt you.
A little over a day ago, you tweeted 4 pictures of you and your lovely wife, and it says, Flora Farms was a dream. That was a retweet that Kelsauce tweeted. Flora Farms was a dream?
Yeah, I stand by that.
Okay, I'll stand by you. I'll stand by you.
All right, that's enough.
Well done. Well
Very
done.
good.
Man. Yeah, I felt like he was in there. I really did. So
we could save some money. Look, this place
Yeah.
is always looking to cut costs.
Right.
We could fire Sauce over the phone like we did in 2009.
Yeah, just let him stay down there.
And then just run that program forever.
Sounds right
We could
to
do
me.
it. I don't want it to happen. People think I want that to happen.
It
I
sounds like you want it
just
to happen.
think it's an option. That's all I'm saying. Yep.
Speaking of wanting things.
On the table.
Do you remember I told you about Subway offering foot-long cookies? They were going to start doing new desserts.
Yeah, churros and
Churros
pretzels.
and stuff
right?
like that.
The pretzels was
Right.
a Annie Ann's collab.
Right. Well, the foot-long cookies are so popular, they can't keep up with the demand.
Is that right?
That's right. Yeah. The new Sidekick lineup, which again consists of a Cinnabon churro and a soft pretzel from Auntie Anne's. Already exceeding sales expectations. Subway said it has sold more than 3.5 million Sidekick snacks since they were added to the menus on January 22nd. And it was scrambling to get additional supplies to meet the demand.
Alan, do you have vices when it comes to food, or are there foods that you can't put down?
Potato chips has always been something that I've craved as a kid.
Yes.
I love potato chips.
So on the road, that's a problem for you?
Yeah, especially when you see a little bag on the plane, you're just like, well.
And they're free.
And they're free.
So you can't not do it.
Love it.
Did we talk about this last time? Are you a gambling guy or not in general? Is that in your
no,
nature?
I used to when you had a little disposable income back in the day before family and
sure.
But no, not anymore.
And are you under the same umbrella as a lot of these other broadcast teams? Are you allowed to go into casinos? Can you gamble on other things that are not NBA related?
It's
what
funny.
Are the rules?
I actually don't even know the rules, and I take a gambling thing every year to pass. So I should
Yes,
pay more
of course.
attention probably, but it doesn't affect me because I don't have any desire to gamble. But I think you're clear of you can gamble on anything but the NBA. I think,
including sports betting. So, so you could go to, when you're in New Orleans, and it sounds like the stadium sucks, but you could go down to that Harris Casino, and that's allowed. You can do that.
Yes.
The players can
Yes.
do that too? Or are you not sure?
I believe they can. I don't know. I think so.
And I wonder why the NFL has such strict rules.
They can't do anything?
No, we're not allowed to go even into one. Yeah.
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 Pretty tight.
It is. So I just wave at people in casinos.
You can look
I walk
through the
by.
windows.
I
You
do.
look
I
through
do
the
that.
windows.
Through the glass, just waving,
You can
wanting.
look through the windows, yeah.
Yep, that's right.
I will never understand a lot of the gambling laws in this state and in this country. I don't quite understand what an NBA player or an NFL player sitting at a blackjack table has anything to do with their game potentially being compromised. How is that even remotely the same thing? Now you could say, well, if you're in the hole and you're paying off debts or this, they have millions of dollars.
Yeah,
I don't understand that.
It's kind of an antiquated theory that if you're losing at blackjack, all of a sudden you're going to hook up with some gambler
Yeah,
and
you're
you're
compromised.
going to compromise the game
Right.
and make up your money that way. That's not
no
as realistic maybe as it was maybe 30 years ago.
That
40
feels
years
like
ago.
an old school 70s Vegas vibe, right? Where there was somebody probably working the mob 5 feet from you.
And like
saying,
you mentioned,
let's take care of that debt in a different way. Why don't you throw the game?
Yeah.
That's not a thing anymore.
No, and you mentioned the money. The money's the salaries now have grown higher than it's not worth the risk for anybody to hook up with some shady point shaving scandal or something like that. It's not worth it.
I do like though that there are a handful of NBA players over the years that we can just flat out point to and go, that guy had a gambling problem. Like Antoine Walker, didn't he basically gamble away most of $100 million?
I heard that.
He had some other issues as well, but I think didn't he have a massive gambling problem too?
I don't know. I do know that he ended up with at some point going bankrupt.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he had made
a ton
of money. Yeah.
That's always the
Did
worst.
you have something to add, Maxo?
Oh, no, I just Googled it and it said, anybody affiliated with the NBA or employed by the NBA can do any betting they want as long as it's not anything related to the NBA, including like WNBA, G League, 2K
That's the right
League
answer.
and stuff like
That's
that.
the most logical, common sense answer. I don't understand why the NFL can't adopt that exact policy. Right, like even the guys in Detroit that got in trouble, I believe some of them were betting on the NBA, but they did it from the team facility. Who gives a rat's ass?
Yeah. Right.
What is that? Who cares if they bet on Pistons,
location.
Blazers
From their car
the
or from the facility or their home. It doesn't make
those
a
are
difference.
dumb rules. Zach, your hands.
Yeah,
up.
I can't gamble in the NHL, but they don't have anything against other leagues. That's common sense. I don't get what the NFL's doing, but I'm not the NFL.
It'll change.
Yeah, the NBA also, it specifically says being inside the team facilities or on the road is not a factor.
Man, Adam Silver just gets it. What's up with Roger Goodell? What's his problem, Alan? Break it down.
Well, he doesn't have to. They can make up any rules they want. They are the king.
Yeah.
The NFL is just, it's a monster. And Goodell makes what, $50, $60 million a year. And he can, if he feels strongly about gambling, he can set the rules.
I can't believe there's not an NBA team in Vegas.
I know.
I can't believe it.
Hey, what are we doing?
There will
coming
be
soon.
It's coming.
Who's it going to be?
I think they're just. I think from what I've read, it costs. It does them a better to just start new franchises
Yes.
rather than
Expansion
move
fees.
teams.
Expansion fees.
So I think
Relocation. This is why the Timberwolves were never a threat to move anywhere.
Right.
And no other team is moving anywhere. Relocation fees are not the same thing as expansion fees. If you open up in Seattle and in Las Vegas, you can probably get, like in a couple of years when they do this, those expansion fees will be $5 billion each. And that gets spread only amongst the owners.
Goodness sakes.
And they want to make up some money for stuff that they lost during the pandemic and the bubble and all that. And that's what'll happen.
Can I ask you a stupid question? Where does that money come from?
It is whoever is buying the expansion team.
So that goes straight from the person purchasing straight to the other owners.
Yep.
Wow.
Cash right out of their
what
pocket.
a nice welcome gift, right? Like, thank you for welcoming me into your club. Here's $5 billion.
And they might also, the league sometimes does this. Well, you won't get a cut of the TV revenue for a certain period of time. I don't know if that'll be the case, but they have done that in the past where, hey, you got to wait 3 years before you get a cut of our TV revenue.
Holy moly.
That's a significant check there too.
Yeah.
So
they'll do, it'll be $5 billion a team or
probably.
So
Close to
$10 billion split among 30 owners.
Wow.
My goodness.
Put that over there.
Zach,
with the
do that
rest.
math. Go for it. You can do this.
10 billion.
Come on.
30. What?
Come on.
But Meat Sauce Robot.
300 million?
Dude, I'm going to miss you on Monday.
Was that right?
I'm going to miss you, Zach.
Trash.
Man, Zach's having a week.
He is.
On fire. Look at you.
Interesting.
Look at you go. Look at you go. It's my Heath Ledger impression.
Corey,
Yes, sir.
check this out. Woolly mammoth.
Go on.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Yeah, I know.
Take my money.
Fascinating part of reconstructing a European woolly rhinoceros's mitochondrial genome for the first time in history. And I said rhinoceros, you're right.
Yeah, people forget about that, though, that there was basically a rhino that was...
A woolly rhinoceros.
Yeah,
'cause he's
woollied
cold.
up as well.
Scientists have now, reconstructed a European woolly rhinoceros mitochondrial genome. But in this particular story, where that DNA came from may actually be even more interesting. Alan Horton, voice of the wolves, scientists managed to harvest DNA from fossilized hyena poop.
So a group of
hyenas,
old school hyenas, ate the carcass of unless they took one down.
A woolly
Otherwise,
rhino.
they either took one down or ate the carcass of a dead one.
Yep.
And it was in the
In the
hyena
poop.
poop.
And they were able to rebuild that genome from that poopy.
Love it.
Congratulations.
Scientists happened to be studying hyena poop at the time.
For sure.
They had moved on from jaguar poop or tiger poop.
Probably.
Sure.
Probably.
Got to the hyena.
Or
and said,
maybe
"This is
you
the
had
one."
some really freaky scientists doing some gross stuff, and when they caught him, he panicked and said, "I'm looking for woolly rhino DNA," and then he got lucky and it was in there.
That's what my excuse
It's
always
possible.
is, right?
It was Dr. Dwight Hockey.
Oh, man, this woolly rhinoceros is a badass. That's pretty cool. He could have lived
Super
anywhere.
cool.
He could have lived here. Maybe he did. Nice and warm.
Florida.
Hey,
They're probably
Zacho,
Florida.
are you going to make a great effort to go see the solar eclipse this time?
I was just talking about that because it's Monday,
April 8th.
April 8th.
That's
so,
right.
It's going to be a busy month for me, but
Oh, I'm sorry.
I might, because it's
Should we have the eclipse wait?
Is it okay?
A lot on the
For a
calendar
more
already?
convenient time?
Well, last time I didn't have anything going on. It was easy.
You ought to do your trip from Philadelphia to L.A. that day. Drive
Yes.
through the eclipse.
It's definitely something I thought about because I think it goes through Indianapolis and it goes down south through Texas.
Missouri, all that.
Missouri gets hit again.
Yep.
Gosh, Missouri gets all the
They get all the
solar
fun, don't
eclipses,
they?
Yeah.
Alan Horton, he made a trip to see the solar eclipse and went to the place and it was cloudy.
For like that 10-minute window. It rained for 10 minutes that entire day, and it was that 10 minutes in which, it was still cool to see like the street lights go on, and it definitely got dark, but yeah.
And that was in Missouri?
Yes, and we had the glasses. It didn't matter because the clouds were there. Stupid. Thing is
Nice
dumb.
drive, though. Good practice for
Yeah,
Jeff
man.
Ross.
Yeah.
Good
Yes.
trip.
We went to Waffle House. It wasn't all a loss. I got the hat.
So can we not see the one? We can't see the one on the
not from
upper lake
here.
here?
won't be
It'll
able
be
to see it.
partial, but
Yeah.
not the full.
Not the full.
Not totality.
Zach, are you greater than the sun that shines on everyone?
No, the sun clearly was greater than me.
The
that
sun
day.
does not discriminate.
No, it does not.
That's not what I heard.
Oh, figures.
Wait, the sun's racist.
On Friday
Damn it.
of this week, this coming
Not
Friday.
this month. Oh yeah, the first.
Oh, yeah. Technically, now we can start saying not this month. Congratulations,
That's right.
Max.
Yeah, right
not
on.
this month.
I'm glad it was on the top of you guys' minds. The last 5 minutes
It's
of the show.
8:49.
Sorry, we're 9 hours late.
Snuck it in.
Jeez.
NASA says an Empire State Building sized asteroid is going to pass by the Earth on Friday.
Good.
Will we be able to see it?
Great question. I don't see that here.
You start over.
NASA says a Empire State Building sized asteroid is going to pass by the Earth on Friday.
That's a huge bitch.
Thank you. That is a pretty big bitch.
That's gigantic.
That's pretty big. But looks like we'll be all right. Not going to hit the Earth, I guess.
And you won't be able to see it.
Oh, I'm getting word that Mario Andretti did, in fact, race in Minnesota.
Yeah.
So Russ Bohatti was correct,
He was correct.
all along. Mario
Again.
himself was wrong.
Again,
Mario.
you just let him have it. Right?
Yeah, you do.
He was going to,
He's
he wasn't
Mario
gonna back down.
Andretti.
He's Mario Andretti. That's right.
If he said he did a road course through the streets of Minneapolis, you
Yeah.
say, "Yeah, that was great."
Good old days, yeah.
It's like when Madonna did it a couple weeks ago, where she said the wrong city. Right? That's when bands say the wrong city on stage. Sure, somebody screwed up, right? Somebody forgot to tell them where they were, but I can't blame them for once in a while not knowing what city they're in.
Yeah,
They just
absolutely.
get on the bus. They don't have to necessarily look at the itinerary. Somebody else is worrying about that. They don't know where they are.
Yeah.
Just because you live in Columbus, Ohio, doesn't mean
Right.
they know they're in Columbus, Ohio. What do they care? Give 'em a
I always
break.
wondered if they had a little system to, do you put on a piece of tape and
Set list.
Yeah,
on
you
the
do.
set list
On the
you
top
put
of
it?
the very
But
top.
does the performer have that in front of them? You need it on the mic somewhere that you can look, okay, I'm in Boston or I'm
Zacho
in
used to
Cedar
do that,
Rapids
didn't you,
or
Zacho?
something.
You were doing that for us, didn't you?
Oh yeah, I'm right in Hamilton, North Dakota.
Yeah, you sure were. You sure as hell were. That's a long ways up there, brother.
All right,
Fun.
Alan, we got a couple more minutes. Let's walk through the Wolves here, since we might not see you for weeks or months. Who knows?
Oh.
We're almost to the All-Star break. What do the Wolves have to do the rest of the way that's different than what they did the first half? Because obviously they're having the best start in the history of the franchise. What needs to get better, though, in half number 2?
What needs to get better is the offense. I know I mentioned earlier the defense has to be a little more consistent, but overall the defensive rating has been the best in the league, and the best in the league by quite a big margin. Like 2 points per 100 possessions is a big margin. And so they've been really good there. But I asked Chris Finch this a couple of weeks ago. I said, do you to have the balance, if you want to go deep in the playoffs and be a championship contender, do you have to have a top 10 offense to go along with a top 5 defense? And he said, yes, we got to get into the top 5 or top 10 in offense. And the Wolves can do that. There's enough time left where you could jump up. They've been 15th, 16th, 17th, kind of in that range for weeks now. I think they've got to get a little more consistent offensively. And the big thing is turnovers. They've shot the ball really well, but you can't turn the ball over. In the last 2 games, they've done a really good job taking care of the basketball. So it is possible for the Wolves to take care of the ball. And anytime you don't turn it over, you're giving yourself another chance to score, right? That's another chance for Cat. That's another chance for Ant. And like I said, the Wolves are a really good shooting team. So I'd like to see their offense jump up into the top 10.
Do you expect pre-trade deadline a major move, minor moves, or almost no moves? What would you guess?
I always err on the side of no moves or minor moves. I think when you're in the position the Wolves are in, obviously a lot has gone right, and you're not looking to make any major upheavals. If there's a way for Tim Conley in the front office to add to this team, I think they would. You've got to do that because you have to give yourself the best chance possible. I mean, you're number 1 in the West, you're number 2 in the NBA. You've got a real chance here, and if you have a chance to add something at not a big cost, you do it. And this might be some sort of buyout destination for some guys too. So even if nothing happens at the trade deadline,
like the Kyle Lowry rumor,
Jimmy Butler.
I've heard that rumor.
I don't know if Jimmy Butler will be it will be no. Jimmy's not in the equation. But yes, some of those guys, I don't know that Kyle Lowry really fits the bill. Could. But it might be a possibility for some of those guys that get cut to join up just for the end of the season.
Dude, you're the best, man. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah,
Last
man. I
second,
appreciate it,
guess.
man. I love
Fun having you
the text I got from you yesterday, and happy to be here.
Yeah, we'll do it again.
Absolutely.
All right, tomorrow, Groundhog Day. Tomorrow is Parrish's birthday. We'll play initials at 8:15. Game 501 with $58,000 on the line. $58K potentially given away on the Power Trip tomorrow if you just guess the initials, thanks to St. Paul Federal Credit Union. That's tomorrow at 8:15, but we'll have Creasel. Sauce is back on Monday, but Creasel, Parrish, Marnie.
Right.
The whole bit.
Yep.
Tomorrow.
And special friends.
And special friends.
Yeah, thanks
That's good
to
point.
Parrish.
Parrish is bringing in at
That's
least
right.
one. He's working on a second or third. We'll
That's
see.
right.
9 to noon is next. Thanks to Alan Horton. We'll see you tomorrow.
Everybody have a wonderful day. Only questions and surprises.
At the roads, we're seeing slow traffic on 94 eastbound Minneapolis from Hiawatha to Highway 280. There was an earlier crash with